What's up, wonderful people? How are you? Grand rising, royalties, because you are a child of the King of the Most High God. And kings' kids understand that they can ask their daddy for anything. It's a beautiful July 4th, 2026. Now, according to the calendar date, this is Independence Day. The independence that America has is amazing, and we are grateful, so grateful for that independence. But the independence that I am really excited about is the independence that comes by way of the blood of the Lamb. I'm talking about Christ crucified, that you may, if that's what you believe, be free and free indeed. Whom the Son sets free is free indeed. I have a ratchet 80-pound fur baby. Look at him kicking his heels. But I'm picking up poop. Back to the subject at hand. I have to amuse you before I get into my subject matter, but I am a responsible fur baby mom. And I have to do my poop duties. And because he's a big dog, y'all, he poops a lot. He poops a lot. But we're grateful. We're grateful for the independence that we have. Living in America, if that's where you live. We're grateful for the independence that comes by way of relationship, a right relationship through Jesus, through the completed work of the cross. So amazing. What I typed in the subject line was 1,000 hours, 150 QE, meaning qualifying education hours, and 125. What does that mean to you? Probably, but I'm going to say it again. Hello. Thank y'all for celebrating with me. If you could like, comment, share, subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. But I want to tell you something. You came in the room at a pivotal time because 1,000 hours later, 1,000 hours that is of practicum, 150 qualifying education hours later, and 125 questions, aka 240 minutes later, to take a 4-hour test. Guess what? Your girl is now an appraiser. Yay! You can clap it up right there. Thank you so much for celebrating with me. I am the Roz Booker. Many of you who stop by, you frequent the channel, you know that I am an influencer. I'm a woman of prayer. I'm a mentor. I'm a coach. I'm in real estate. I'm a real estate broker. I have a real estate business. And 30 years of being in the industry, right? God gave me an opportunity I could not pass up. And that was to become a scholarship recipient to attain the qualifying education to bridge to be an appraiser. Yes, a lot of people ask me, well, why would you want to be an appraiser? And shouldn't you be heading toward retirement? And what are you going to do about your real estate business? And all those questions are amazing and they're valid. But when you serve a God that's a God of increase, He expects for us not to bury any gifts. For me, it's about legacy. Can you type that in for me? And the one way that you can celebrate with me, and I'm so glad that you asked, the one way that you can celebrate with me Y'all, I'm only six subscribers away from being at 1,000. Can you help me meet my goal today? Can you share this video out? Can you go ahead and hit that share button? Because somebody wants to be encouraged. Somebody is about to give up on their career. Somebody is about to give up on their skill set. Somebody has gone and buried the gifts that God has given them. Somebody has forgotten that, you know what? The hand that you're dealt in life, right? The hand that you're dealt in life, sometimes you do have to play your cards. But when God says that He has opened the heavens to you, He has opened the window to you, and that you are a king's kid, and that's why I led with that. If we know that we are a king's kid and God says that, look, everything I have is yours, right? And He owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. Why would we sell ourselves short, right? Why would we sell ourselves short to minimize His blessings, to shrink, to isolate, to say, you know what, this is the end of the road for me? No, y'all, this is amazing. I'll be 60 years old this fall. So to have a career, 30 years in real estate, I know I don't look like it. God is good. Ain't God good? Hallelujah. Oh, He has kept me. Can I just shout right there? Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing and subscribing. But yeah, I am on this channel and on this platform to give you positive vibes, to give you hope, to give you faith that whatever it is that you have been trying to achieve, whatever you've been trying to do, whatever you have felt stuck in a rut about, you can get up. You can lunge forward. Don't let failing be an obstacle for you. Y'all, man, what's going to come out of this story, the glory story, because it's God's story through me. What's going to come out of this story is going to be absolutely amazing. I'll get to share that. You know what? The 4,000 people who have taken the qualifying education that's waiting for a supervisor, to get into the appraisal industry, you don't have to wait. There's a remedy. There's a source. There's a resource. There's an answer for you. There's an open door for you, right? And God has no respect of persons. What He's done for me, He'll do for you. Maybe it's not the appraisal industry that you want to be in. Maybe it's something else. I often share my story in different arenas. And I always talk about how my ground floor, which is my garage floor experience, it's what catapulted me into destiny. And what I mean by that is I can't talk for this dog barking so loud over there. I can't talk about success without talking about the times that I bumped my head. I can't talk about success unless I'm talking about how I got up again. So you have to go back and listen to the live videos. Go back and listen to the live videos here on my platform, because I do talk about some of my story. And it's going to be documented. There's going to be a documentary. There's going to be a podcast. There are going to be books. I will be interviewed by television stations. People will be seeking me out. And not because I'm so great. It's because God is so good. And He knew that He could live through me. He could breathe through me, and that He could do this through me, and that I would turn around and I would give Him the glory for it. Because it's not about what we get, it's about who we become along the way. I want to say that again. It's not about what we get. It's about who we become along the way. And I cannot stand in front of the glory of God and eclipse the glory without giving Him the glory of what He has done in, for, and through my life. 1,000 1,000 practicum hours, 150 qualifying education hours, 240 minutes among 125 questions. And God did it. He did it through me. I am now an appraiser. You can't tell me that age has anything to do with the ripe, RIPE season if God says it's your turn. If God says it's your turn, it's the right season. You're always going to be too something, too old, too young, too fat, too skinny, too this, too that for others. But when you are aligned, that is the key word. When you are aligned, when you're in alignment with what God says in His timing, not ours. Take the time clock off of God and just get aligned and in obedience, right, with His plan. Because we always sometimes want to write down our story. We want to write out our blueprint, write out our plans without consulting with God and say, God, here you go. Bless this. But how about we not live in the permissible will, but the perfect will of God, where He said, you know what? I already have a plan. And you know what? Attached to my plan is provision. And that provision will pay for that provision of grace. Sorry about that. I got excited. I got excited and swiped the wrong way. Yeah, God's plan of provision, it will pay for, it will propel, it will carry you to the finish line. Because in actuality, y'all, in my humanity and in my own strength and abilities, I don't know how I made it. I really don't. Yeah, I made provision to get up at 3 a.m. And sometimes I didn't lay down to 12 a.m. And there were many days I only had 3 hours of sleep. And when people look at your life sometimes, and I'm talking about 1,000 practicum hours, 150 qualifying education hours, 240 minutes among 125 questions. And yeah, it took me almost 2 years to do it and get here, but God did it through me. Why? Sometimes we don't count the costs. We want what looks good on the outside. We want what sounds good, but we're not willing to do the work. Sometimes we're not willing to do the work. Come on, and let's just be honest and tell the truth. And sometimes we say, oh, it don't take all that. But faith without works is dead, absolutely dead. And some people say, well, it's not all about working. It's not all about the doing. Because when you consider Martha, God told Martha, when Martha was complaining about Mary, right, in the kitchen, she needed to come in here and help me clean up and cook for you. She don't realize that you in the house. I'm paraphrasing, but you have to go back and read your own Bible. And Jesus told Martha, He said, Martha, you are concerned about the wrong thing. She's actually in the right place. She's in the right position. And sometimes if we don't understand that the presence of the Lord is with us and that the provision is with Him and that He just wants us to be still at His feet, where there's healing, where there's reconciliation, where there's restoration, where there's a reset, then we will miss the opportunities and be working on plans, right? We will be working on a purpose. We will be working what in the next season with the wrong instructions and do not produce results. And that's where we're like, okay, you get frustrated, you get tired, you get burnt out, you get sick, right? Emotionally, physically, things begin to come up on you and you're like, nothing is working. Maybe it's because you have not sat with the Lord and say, hey, you know what? I know I've been in this thing 30 years, and that's for me. I've been in real estate 30 years. It's been a tough season in the real estate industry. That's not everybody's story, but that's my story. And that's why the prescription for the ecosystem of the world don't always work for us. Because where the brook may dry up for someone else, Where the brook may dry up for someone else, God may say, stay right there. I'm going to still send provision. I just need you to wait it out through this season. Or God may just say, you know what? The provision is no longer here. You need to move on. Or God could be saying, okay, the provision is going to be here, but then you're going to go here, and I am going to feed you. I'm going to water you at both. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for celebrating with me. I just passed my licensed residential exam to become an appraiser. And the way that you can celebrate with me today, because I am only six, can you say 6 subscribers from 1,000, and you could be a part of the celebration. If you want to sow a seed, if you want to honor me, if you want to really celebrate me, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so very much. My channel is full of inspiration. It's full of positive energy, wisdom, prayers, definitely. I am a marketplace minister, and I put that word on me because there's really no other way to describe it. I have a video. It's a little 13-second video. I think it's too big in terms of megapixels or whatever to actually post, but I'm going to tell you what it says. It says, they told me to leave Jesus and my faith out of the business and the boardroom. They told me to leave Jesus and my faith out of the business and the boardrooms. And at the bottom, as I'm dancing like this, I'm dancing, I said, but he is CEO of my life. That means he is head of my life. It doesn't matter what role, what position, what my job description is. I am a child of the King, of the Most High God. My status doesn't change just because my role, my title, my position, my job description changes. He will always be God. He will always be the head of my life. Even after 1,000 practicum hours later, 150 qualifying education hours later, 240 minutes, 125 questions later. It doesn't matter what I get. It's who I become that's important. And so back to my statement about being a marketplace minister. I can't leave him out. I can never leave him out of the equation because he goes where I go. So when we talk about celebrating independence, and I'm going to come back and do another video on Independence Day. When we talk about independence, one would ask, okay, you're 30 years into real estate. That's good. Clap, clap, clap. Snap, snap, snap. Why aren't you about to sit down? It's because of you. Why would I sit down on you? Why would I give up on you? Some people ascribe to the world's equation for what retirement looks like. As you can see, no, I don't have a 6-pack or 8-pack. That means my abs. I don't have the fittest body. But as compared to who? What I'm trying to say is I'm healthy. I am wealthy, because wealth doesn't always mean money. I'm wealthy in my relationships. I'm wealthy in my mindset. I am wealthy in my family. I am wealthy in my community. So wealth has a different meaning. I'm wealthy in grace. I'm wealthy in God's loving kindness. I'm wealthy in his love. I'm wealthy Come on, in his brand new mercy. There's so many other things that equate to wealth. So when we talk about the why am I doing this? I'm doing it for you. Who is you? Those who are coming after me. You may not want to be an appraiser, but you got a lot of life left. You got a lot of life left. And God is not done. He has not changed his mind about you. What he said, he meant. And the good work that he started, he is going to bring it to pass. And whether that's in the workplace, the marketplace, whether that's you're going through a trial, he has us all on display. So success for me hasn't been a bow and arrow. It's been a lightning bolt. It's been up and down. It's been in and out. It's been on and off, you know. But I've kept going. I fell forward. I reached. I lunged. I kept my eye on the prize. I kept my eye on the goal. And most important, I stayed before the feet of Jesus, because I knew I could not do it in and of myself and in and of my own abilities and my own strength. I love Dr. Kelly Aguese. She's been talking about the 4 winds. I've had the winds behind me. Oil of God's grace stirring in me. And I've been unctioned and anointed for such a time as this. 1,000 practicum hours later. 150 qualifying education hours later. 240 minutes among 125 questions later. I became an appraiser in almost 2 years, at almost the age of 60. And my life is just getting started. The best days are ahead of me. My best days are ahead of me. Thank you for celebrating with me by subscribing to my channel right now. Can you just take a few seconds and hit that subscribe button? Because I want to keep you encouraged, and I want to pray with you. I want to pray for you. I want to come into alignment and agreement with what your next is. That's what I'm about. I want to see you win too. I want to see you win too. I want to lift as I climb. How can I help you get to your next for your legacy? Hey, happy 4th to you. Hey, Minister Ruth, you better respond to my text. Ooh, honey, I'm testifying of the goodness of the Lord right now. 1,000 practicum hours later. It is never too late, Minister Ruth. 150 qualifying education hours later. 240 minutes, 125 questions later. God did it. I became an appraiser. But no one saw the 3 a.m. mornings, the 12 midnight nights, me being barricaded upstairs with paper and manuals and books and calculators everywhere. No one saw when I didn't pass one module exam 4 times. The enemy whispered to me, give up. You don't have what it takes. You're too old for this. But I had to muzzle the mouth of the enemy on the outside and the inside. And life was lifing and happening, and I still had to show up as a women's leader. I still had a brokerage. I still am a wife. I'm still a Nana. I'm still president at Women's Council Collin County. I'm still first VP at NARAB North Texas. I'm still appointed to the Board of Adjustment for City of Salina. I still had to get up. There are other people. That's why I say this is not for me. You may not want to be me, thank God. I don't do well trying to be somebody else. But what I am saying is my glory story, God's glory story, could be what you need to give you enough fuel and gas and perseverance and faith and courage to keep going. And that's all I'm saying, is keep going. Maybe you're not in the marketplace. Maybe you just want to be the best Nana, a Grammy, or best mother, best homeschool mom, best Pilates instructor, best whatever. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Keep going. And not just keep going, keep growing. One would ask, well, what's next for you? I got 500 hours over 6 months, 3 more classes to become certified residential so that I can train other appraisers. I can tap into commercial appraisals. And then what's after that? Certified general. It's endless. The possibilities are endless. We end the possibilities by stopping. We end the possibilities by saying, you know what? This is as far as I can go. Says who? Says who? You? Yeah, if you've been doing it in your own strength, it's no wonder you're burnt out. It's no wonder you're tired. It's no wonder you have set a ceiling over you. God never put a ceiling over us. He never did. And he never asked us what our qualifications were. He never asked us. He never asked us, do you have enough funds to do it? He never asked us, do you have enough time to do it? We're on his time. He's like, what is time? One day is 1,000 unto the Lord. So we have this mindset that if it don't get done in our capabilities or on our timeline or by this age or by da-da-da-da-da, then we must have missed the mark. If you're just joining, thank you for helping me celebrate by subscribing to this channel. I only need about 6. I just need 6 of you. 6 to make 1,000. People is like, why are you always doing stuff? Well, look, if you don't have a goal, you cannot score. Do you get up and just let the day drag you along? And the day tell you what it's going to do to you, how you going to act? Do the enemy constantly put you in timeout and say, you better sit in that corner. You better not think nothing because you can't do. I mean, the enemy put you in timeout. I'm saying, y'all, this is all I'm saying. Again, I've been accused, and I do use that word very wittily. I've been accused of being aimlessly ambitious. I beg to differ. I'm strategically aligned on purpose. Look at here. I know my days are numbered. And if you don't know that, If you're not watching the news, our days are numbered. What are you waiting on? What approval are you waiting on? What accolade are you waiting on? What affirmation? Get out of your own way. Get out of your head. God is the provision. Everything you need, He has to get to the other side. He just said, I need you to keep walking in faith. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, even when you don't feel like you have a footing, even when I'm asking you to walk on water, even when you can't figure it out, even when the budget says no, even when you've gotten disapproved, disallowed, kicked out, stepped on, ostracized, overlooked, rejected. Keep going. Because now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Keep casting your now faith fishing line. And what I mean by that is keep getting up every day. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking and commenting. And thank you for sharing this. Send this out to someone that you know is on the brink of giving up, that's at the edge of darkness and is about to throw in the towel. It's not over. You're just getting started. And even if you're coming to an end of an era or a thing, it means that you're on the brink and the horizon for the new thing. But if you have not been willing to stretch out, to increase in capacity, to allow God to extend your tent pegs, then you won't be ready for the next. You will cower, you will shrink, and you will put a ceiling because you have minimized the grandeur God. You have minimized His abilities. You've told Him, I can't go. You've told Him, that's okay. I don't want to grow anymore. I don't want to go. I don't want to go another further. That's okay. I'm going to stay stuck in this position. I'm going to stay stuck in this job. This is where I guess God, this is all you have for me. He didn't say that. You put the limits on you. You drug the ball and chain with you. And I always say this, it doesn't matter if our address change, because I'll just use this one example. A lot of people is like, oh, I made it out the hood. Well, baby, the hood didn't make it out of you. Because just because you went from 73111 to what? 73106, where, you know, the income bracket or the tax bracket was raised a couple of digits, did not mean that anything changed on the inside of you. The success that we're really after, that's an inside job. So I remember Pastor Randy Speed saying this, and I've taken this with me, and I have eaten it up, and I've made it a pearl in my heart. Hello. He said, it does very, very little to change anything about your outward unless you change what's going on the inside. It does very little for you to change anything on the outside until you change what's going on the inside. So we can dress up a mess. We can move across town. We can move out of the country. But guess what? If we're the same person that left that abode, if we're the same person on the inside and we haven't shred some stinking thinking, then all you've done was a physical move. All you've done was put some pretty clothes on a hot mess. I'm not fussing. I'm just being truthful. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing and subscribing. Would y'all help me celebrate 1,000 practicum hours? Come on, 150 qualifying education hours, 240 minutes and 125 questions to become an appraiser. After 30 years of being in the real estate industry, God is not done with me. He's just getting started. What about you? What about you? Stop worrying about your age. It's the ripe season. Thank you for saying you like my earrings, y'all. Um, oh, come on. My doggy, see another doggy. Hold on. I got my look, y'all. I got my waist trainer on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me go back and check some of these comments. Sorry, I have been let me check some of these comments. Hang on. Let me get to a place. It's bunny rabbit season. I pray that I've encouraged somebody. Have I encouraged your heart? I don't know what my earrings are. I really don't. Actually, I think they're just Sam Moon. Thank you, Minister Rue, saying the best is yet to come. It's night here. Sabrina, where are you at if you're still here? Happy 4th. Happy Independence. Okay, somebody was playing. Ha ha ha. Joke, 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 joke. Oh, Miriam, thanks for saying you love. All right. It seems like that is it. That's all of the comments. I love y'all. I love you to life. And I pray that you understand that God has your best interest at heart. And that no matter your circumstance, He has not changed His mind about you. And that God has no respect of persons. What He has done in, for, and through my life, He will do the same for you at the magnitude in which He created you, because He is faithful. So faithful, y'all, to complete the good work that He has started on the inside of us. And He is the man with the awesome Jeremiah 29 and 11 plan. He has the blueprint for our success. Hallelujah. Whatever that success looks like. And I don't want you to get caught up. I don't want you to get caught up in the compare snare of life, because it will choke you out. The only goal in terms of being measured is by the word of God, not anybody else's life. I only share my story as a means to jumpstart you, to defibrillate you back to life, to create a community where we encourage one another to get up. Girl, get up. Sir, get up. Man, child, get up. Damsel, get up. People of God, get up. Sons of God, get up. Take your place, because the world is waiting on their tippy toes in anticipation that we get up to be revealed. Get up. Thank you for subscribing. Someone just subscribed. Thank you so much. Get up. Can you type that in? Get up. Or can you type in, I'm getting up? Or can you type in, I'm going to get up? Or can you type in, I'm already up? Whichever you want, whichever one that's relevant for you. Get up, I'm getting up, I'm gonna get up, I'm all the way up. That was a song, I'm all the way up. 1,000 practicum hours later. 150 qualifying education hours later, 240 minutes, 125 questions later. God did it. You have an amazing Independence weekend. Listen, Be safe out there. Use wisdom. If you don't need to just be out in the streets, stay home and enjoy the independence of the Lord. God's not done. He's just getting started. Make it a great day. And God bless you. Bye.